Right, everyone. So we're reading here from Wrestle Talk. With it since being reported that the segment went off script, we now have the details regarding exactly what lines weren't planned in for the segment ahead of time, courtesy of Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live. Alvarez said, Tiffany starts doing all of her lines. She mentions that Charlotte is a Nepo baby, which is a scripted line, but then Charlotte jumps in with Nepo Queen, the number one Nepo baby. This was not in the script. Then she starts making fun of Tiffany's voice, which is absolutely not in the script. She's ridiculing her and doing the high pitched voice thing. Then Tiffany, I guess she was over it. She mentioned 0 and 3, the discussion about divorces and everything. That was all in the script, but the line about the 0 and 3, which is a reference to how many times she's been divorced, that was not in the script. Tiffany ended up throwing down the mic and rolling out of the ring, which is a heel move, and she's supposed to be a babyface. That was also not in the script. And if you watch it, she throws on the mic and starts to roll out of the ring, and Charlotte is walking towards her. And Wade Barrett, he's going to get between these two because he can see this thing has gone totally off the rails. They go to the back, and the fact is, there was heat on both of them. There was more heat on Charlotte because she went off script more. He's went off script more, and she's the veteran. She's the one that's supposed to be keeping this stuff together. So in the last video, we put on our conspiracy hat and said there was a potential of this, kind of all being kind of a work. So we're going to take that hat off and we're just going to play with the report that we have here. So let's say this is all true. Um, I just want to push back on one thing. The idea of her rolling out of the ring being a heel move, I guess. I don't think anybody really takes it as that. I don't think anybody necessarily cares, but I understand that's probably not how you want, Tiffany leaving. But according to this, I can see, okay, I will say this is if this is the case, this is a pretty easy story for me to follow, right? Where you start out and Charlotte Flair again is kind of stepping on the toes of Tiffany Stratton because that's the initial report we got from way back. They said that segment, that was the problem with that segment. And so I could see how Charlotte Flair doing it again would upset Tiffany Stratton. Outcome of this, though, has all been positive. The outcome of this is people care a lot more about this feud. So, like I said, according to this, those were all the lines that weren't supposed to be in there. I don't understand why, like, mocking Tiffany's voice wouldn't be in there. Seems like a heel thing to do. I feel like Charlotte's playing her character fine. I don't see her doing anything kind of out of the ordinary. But I will say this, if it's true that she's kind of, going off and doing her own thing, she has to understand that she is not the baby face in this rivalry. And why would she want to be? She's playing a perfect heel. She's playing a perfect heel. There's no need for her to be the baby face in this rivalry. Tiffany Stratton's not going to be the baby face, right? She's not going to be the baby face in this thing. So if that's what's kind of upsetting her, because I know Bully Ray was talking about how she was kind of thrown off her game a little bit. If she's going out there thinking she's going to get this major ovation, as a babyface in this feud, it's just not going to happen. And why even try for that? What's the point in trying for that? I don't think you need to do that. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.